Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. The Champions League squad has been announced and, notably everyone is there. Everyone that we brought in, they're there. So there's not huge surprises. Bar one, Facundo Buonanotte, ladies and gentlemen, has been omitted, has been excluded from the Champions League squad. We're going to talk about that in details. We've got some information in regards to Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro, Player of the Month, Chelsea's Player of the Month for the month of August. Fantastic. I'm so happy, so delighted for Joao Pedro. More than you can believe. He definitely deserves it. Nicholas Jackson, a little bit of controversial comments coming from him, which I want to highlight because it's getting lost in translation, and I want to explain my thoughts around that. And we've got some bits and pieces in regards to Andre Santos, Garnacho, number 49. Apparently, this was the breakthrough number for him at Man United. He's now wearing that for Chelsea Football Club. Let's see what he can do with that number. And yes, we've got some news in regards to Emmanuel Amiga from Strasbourg and what it means to us moving forward for Chelsea Football Club. Now, first up, Buonanotte. Facundo Buonanotte signed for Chelsea on the last day of the window. Well, not really officially, it was last day, but we got the here we go, I think, 48 hours before the window closed, and said he was very happy to be playing in the Champions League for the first time. Today, he's been left out of Chelsea's squad for the competition. I mean, literally this video, it's coming from Chelsea Football Club. It's all over social media, whether it's X, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, the video is there. And Facundo Buonanotte has explicitly said he can't wait to feature in the Champions League, only for him to be omitted. This is the Champions League squad: Sanchez, Jurgensen, Cucurella, Tossen, Badiashile, Colwell's included. Which is strange. Either Chelsea think Colwell might be ready by then, but I'm thinking Colwell's probably out for the entire season. ACL injury, you don't just come back like that. Hato, Chalobah, James, and the rest pretty much, all the newbies, Estevao, Garnacho, Delap, Joao Pedro, even Delap, he's probably not going to feature, bulk of the Champions League stage, potentially. So all of the players that we got in this season, Gittins, Esugo, Santos, they're all in except for Facundo Buonanotte. This is the A list. The top one was the A list. George, Lavia, and Achapong are eligible for the B list. Now, I don't know the difference between A and B list. Comment below and let me know what that means. I think if someone from the A list gets injured, or I think if they're, I think injury is the only reason. If they're going to be unavailable, then someone from the B list can join in. Tariq George, obviously not in Chelsea's plans for the future. Lavia, because of his injuries, that's probably why he can't handle two matches. He can't even handle one match at a time, let alone two. And Achapong, once again, this is, I feel sad for Achapong. I'm pretty sure he would have looked forward to featuring in the Champions League. And here we go, is another player that, we need to be very careful how we're developing him. And I'm sure, I hope he gets all the Carabao Cup minutes and all the FA Cup minutes. And I hope he does get some minutes in the Premier League as well. But coming back to Facundo Buonanotte, ladies and gentlemen, what is the go here? Like, a lot of you guys I've said it, I think Facundo Buonanotte is a very decent player, very good player, but I still didn't understand the transfer. And it's on a loan, just a dry loan, no obligation to buy, no nothing, no option to buy, simply a loan. And he's going to go back to Brighton. And Brighton, so cheekily enough, are also saying, yeah, we want to see how you develop Buonanotte, and I hope you develop him well. We can't wait to have him back in our team. Brighton, no, we're not the feeder club. We're not the one who develops here. You need to know your role. But I've said that Facundo Buonanotte is a very good player. But it seems like, what was the whole planning around all of this? He's not involved. He's absolutely not involved in the Champions League. Surely the whole idea was that he was going to be able to come in and feature and give us something. But It's not to be. It's not to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Why Facundo Buonanotte has not been included? I definitely find this quite strange. And for all the people that's been saying that Facundo Buonanotte, he's gonna give us something. Miz, watch out for this player. He's gonna be something. We missed out on Xavi Simons. We missed out on, Fermin Lopez, and we got in someone like Facundo Buonanotte, and not to be, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in regards to the Champions League squad as well. I think the squad is pretty much business as usual. That's how I look at it. All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Joao Pedro was voted by our fans as Player of the Month in August. Fantastic. Absolutely deserves it. Could not have asked for a better player to win this. He's been instrumental. Like, the impact Joao Pedro has had since he's joined in Chelsea Football Club, immense, absolutely immense. The goals he scored in the Club World Cup against Fluminense, against PSG in the final. The massive impact he's had from the get-go. And he looks like someone who's so switched on, man. So switched on. I'm absolutely loving it. And he started the Premier League season with a bang as well. A couple of headed goals. Instrumental against West Ham when Cole Palmer wasn't around. Instrumental against Fulham as well. And the ability to score all types of goals. I'm absolutely loving it. What a sensational business that we've done with Joao Pedro. And this is where our owners, our directors, our scouts, big up to you guys. And once again, the relationship with Brighton, fantastic. We've brought some really, really good players from Brighton. Cucurella, Joao Pedro, Caicedo, just to name a few. So big up to Joao Pedro for that. There's a lovely little clip here of Joao Pedro. Obviously, he's gone to the national team and he's representing his nation. I'm not going to play the entire clip, but he more or less says that he's so blessed. He's so humbled about the whole situation. He is staying humble. He's staying calm. And all he wants to do is just do well for Chelsea and his national team. And, playing for a big club like Chelsea, it means a lot to him. And he's looking to do well, not just at a club level, but hopefully the performances at a club level will then translate into the national team. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. Long road to the top for Joao Pedro, but it's where he belongs. I love it. Absolutely love it from Chelsea Dodgers. Now, next up, check this out. A little bit of controversy from our man, Nicholas Jackson. Whole heap of information that's been coming out. I want to share everything because people need to know that there's proper hatred that's happening right now. Nicholas Jackson, I think this guy absolutely hates Chelsea Football Club. And a lot of people will say, oh, he's justified for his hate. Really? Is he really justified? Just because we upgraded, now he's justified? No. So there's a TikTok video out there of Nicholas Jackson, which probably happened over the last day or two. And he was asked one of the questions in that video, what has been the most important moment in your career so far? And he said, signing to Villarreal. Now, I tweeted this, and I'm going to go to my tweet. I tweeted this and I said, quote tweeted that, and I said, this is so crazy. If it wasn't for Chelsea, then he wouldn't be at Bayern Munich today or even be linked with so many Premier League clubs. Chelsea took him in when no other top clubs dared to think about him, think about a striker from Villarreal. The platform Chelsea gave was incredible. Look, and whole heap of comments have been coming off the back of that, people disagreeing, people agreeing, whatever the case is. I think where people are mistaking me in this is they think that I'm stating that Villarreal is not important. No, 100% Villarreal is important. I get it. He's come absolutely from nowhere in Africa where he had nothing, and Villarreal gave him the opportunity to come in and basically change his life for not just for himself but his whole family. I get that. The breakthrough Villarreal gave is definitely one of the most important moments in his career, but to not even mention Chelsea, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, how could you sit there? And I know Villarreal gave you a breakthrough, but Chelsea literally for the past 2 seasons, you've been exposed to the worldwide community, footballing community, and you've been linked with so many different Premier League teams. You're now at Bayern Munich. I don't think it's because of what Villarreal did. And I'm not, once again, I said, I'm not disregarding that, but how are you not having some level of gratefulness to say that, yeah, Chelsea played a huge part too. Villarreal definitely played a part, but Chelsea also played a huge part. You know, Chelsea gave me the platform. Chelsea 100% gave him the platform. 100%. Who, you know, who are the other big clubs? I know some people said Bournemouth were looking at Jackson. Bournemouth's not a big club. They're a decent club, but they're not a big club. When you play for Chelsea Football Club and when you play in the Premier League, all eyes are on you. Because of what Chelsea have been able to provide him for the past 2 seasons. And let's be absolutely honest, people are making it seem like Chelsea are the villain here. And Nicholas Jackson's just some poor player that's just been treated wrongly. Nicholas Jackson has had absolutely all the privilege at Chelsea Football Club. He's been made the #1 striker over the past 2 seasons. He's been given countless amount of opportunities. Some people are questioning, oh, Miz, would you expect Desassi to say Chelsea is the most? No, Desassi never got the opportunities that Nicholas Jackson's had. Nicholas Jackson has made a huge name out of himself by representing Chelsea Football Club. There's no shame in saying that. This question, what has been the most important moment in your career so far? No problems. Villarreal is one of them. But you can also say Chelsea too. You can. And Chelsea has been. There's no two ways about it. There's a lot of players that have come from Africa, right? And they've made it into Villarreals and those sort of teams. But they've not kicked on to go to the next level. Chelsea, and a lot of people say, oh, because of Villarreal's, acquisition of Jackson, this is why he got to come to Chelsea. No, Chelsea scouts scouted him. Chelsea scouts got in early and took him. No other big clubs were interested. We gave him the break. We gave him the break to a bigger world. Not discrediting Villarreal one bit, but I just found it very strange. And I find it very, very strange how a lot of the Chelsea fans can't seem to agree on this. You let me know in the comment section. And it's not just about this. Check this out. There was another tweet that look at this. Look at this. Just Chelsea. This came from Bobby Vincent. Look at this. Chelsea wanted to head into the season with 2 out of the out-and-out number 9s, Delap and Jackson, as well as versatile forward. They now had in Joao Pedro. So Joao Pedro is a versatile forward, and we wanted to head into the new season with Delap and Jackson, right? However, Jackson informed Chelsea of his desire to explore his options in early August, and while Chelsea were happy to keep Jackson, they did not want to stand in his way. So let's not try and make Chelsea look like the villain all the time. In this case, definitely Chelsea is not the villain. Jackson, we all know what type of ego, what type of attitude he has. And it was clear to see, it was very, very clear to see from this little clip on the TikTok video that Chelsea are not even something that he even thinks about. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on that. Andre Santos turned down a salary base of 8 million euros from Al Qadsiya, around 5 times more than he earns at Chelsea. Al Qadsiya, who belong to Aramco, the country's oil state company, offered 60 million to Chelsea. Wow, 60 million pounds. That's a lot of money. And 5 times the salary, 8 million euros for Andre Santos. Andre Santos did a very good job to say no to that. 100% he did a very good job. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, big up to Andre Santos. Big up to Chelsea for, declining the 60 million offer. 60 million pounds is a lot of money for Andre Santos, who's, yes, he's a very important player for Chelsea, but he's not going to play every single moment. So I think Chelsea are looking at this situation thinking, you know what, Andre Santos is probably going to become a 100+ million player. And Andre Santos himself thinks that maybe one day he's going to earn a lot more than 8 million euros. And he doesn't want to do that by going to Al Qadsiya, where no one's going to see him down the track. So big up to Andre Santos for being able to resist that move. Garnacho will wear number 49. He's put out some post on Instagram as well with that number 49 behind him when he was at Man United. Apparently, this is the number that he broke through with at Man United, and it's somewhat symbolic to him. I hope it means something for him at Chelsea as well. I hope he does well at Chelsea Football Club with that number. We need him. We need him to do well, and I'm hoping he does well. That's that's pretty much it. It's really hope. It's really hope that he turns things around. And for our sake, that he turns it around as well. We need him. Strasbourg striker Emmanuel Amiga is seen internally by Chelsea as a player that could play for them soon or in the Premier League. The decision to recall Gu was also taken with Amiga's future development in mind. Now, look, fair enough. I think the future is Dilap 100%, but also another player that Chelsea are very interested about is Emmanuel Amiga. Well, he is a Chelsea player. I think he's just at Strasbourg now. Well, he's a Strasbourg player, but there's a pre-agreement that he's going to be a Chelsea player next season. So yeah, maybe that's in the thoughts that, you know, we don't want to go into the market and get another striker. Let's get Marc Guiu, see what he can do, and then Amiga next season can be that third option, I suppose, that everyone's screaming about, right? Joao Pedro is that versatile striker who can play many different positions, and then you've got Amiga and Delap really fighting it out from in that striker position. So let's see. From the bits and pieces I've seen of Emmanuel Amiga, he does look like a decent player. He really does. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think the most important one today is Facundo Buonanotte's exclusion from the Champions League squad. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I mean, we bought him on loan. So many of you guys have been saying he's going to be an important player, key player. He's going to get some minutes, this, that, the other. Well, you know, he himself was excited to join us for the Champions League purpose, and now he's not in the Champions League squad. Find that whole thing very, very strange, which makes me think, was this really thought of? Was this really planned? Was the plan always Xavi Simons or next up Fermin Lopez? And we just, you know, bumped onto Facundo Buonanotte. As I said, I don't think Facundo Buonanotte is a bad player, but I do think that, you know, I don't think it was really part of our plans. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya. Bye.